Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back with another BKFC Reddit Ask Me Anything with Jessica, the Black Widow Borga. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Kids or animals?
You heard that? Kid. And, well, the animals are out there too, but it was a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
I'm
You're
like,
like, well, wasn't sure if you're one of those people that your kids are your animals or not.
they are animals. They're
Yeah.
all animals.
I literally I came in here and I told my son, I said, grab the dog and don't make her bark while I do this interview. That's the same sort of thing. It's like, keep her quiet. So
We're used to having chaos. We have 3 dogs, 2 cats, 3 kids.
wow.
Yeah, we have a lot.
Where the hell have you been? Like you came on the scene and you like demolished Sarah Click and then you were gone. Like where the hell
It
have you been?
wasn't me. I've been asking to get back on since like the day after the fight. So, yeah, I've been waiting around for a while. I like to be consistent. I like to be in the fight game. I was promised a couple other fights last year and they fell through. And so, not with BKFC, there was other promotions as well, but I can't stand waiting around. I was ready to go right after.
I had heard you were injured. Is that not true? Or
I wasn't injured, and I really hope that they think that's going to be a benefit to them.
okay.
But no, yeah, I actually had a surgery, and it was such a good, like, great procedure. The doctor was amazing. Got it done. I decided to do it because it's worth the wait in that situation. It was a ligament repair, and I had a bone spur. So I actually was in pain for a very, very long time. Like, I was dealing with pain, I can't even tell you how long. It was at least over a year, and decided to do it at the end of the year when both of the fights that I was promised fell through. So I was like, all right, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it.
Are you wanting to focus more on BKFC or you want to do MMA? You want to fight wherever you can at the moment?
I want to fight wherever I can, but my main focus is BKFC. Or, well, bare knuckle.
Okay, bare knuckle, sure. Okay, so the other fights were they MMA or were they supposed to be bare knuckle also?
MMA. It
Okay.
was actually MMA.
You come across as like a monster. Like you're the scary person at 145. Like is 145 your natural weight or like what weight do you want to fight at?
Well, 45 is my favorite. I feel the best at 45. I'm cutting, I cut down to 45, but it's not a terrible weight cut, and
Okay.
I am able to do it at like last minute if I need to. So I feel the best at 45.
Okay, so you're intimidated. Do people drop out of your fights a lot? I mean, you said you've had several fall through. I know Sarah Click was like a last minute replacement. Like, are you that intimidating? People don't want to fight you?
I don't know if it's that, because I don't think people either think they will know that I'm intimidating when I punch them in the face. That's for damn sure. But they know what I'm capable of when I show up. But there's been fights where I'm sure that they've watched and they're like, oh, she ain't nothing. I've been underestimated a lot, and I've used that as one of my biggest tools. So I mean, I don't know what it is, but it does happen a lot.
Were you originally supposed to fight Kat, or did that fight just kind of like fall together, or like what happened?
Yeah, there was some other girl. I can't really, talk about it, but there was another girl, and it didn't, it wasn't approved, and she just decided to come in or whatever. They approved her, so I said I don't really care who it is. I just want to get in there and fight. I'm sick of waiting around.
The you and Kat fight kind of came out of nowhere because I know like Kat was talking to Pittman, and then she was talking to Misfit, and they was gonna fight out there in California, and then like out of nowhere it's like and Kat's fighting Borga in Tampa, and like I feel like it like no one saw this coming.
I mean, I didn't, because I mean she's not in my weight class, so I really wasn't really like paying attention to her. Um, but it doesn't really matter to me. I've done the same thing. I've gone to different weight classes. I've fought people at different weight classes just to get a fight. So I know how it is. It's probably a better weight cut for her to not have to cut to 45, which can be beneficial. But she's also coming up to 45 power, so we'll see if she's ready for that.
So is this fight at 45?
Yes.
Okay. So it seems like the 45, like, is it one thing that you want, you hope they bring in more girls? Is there any chance you get down to 35 or like 35's out of the question?
I really like 45, and I'd rather just have a division and own that division. I would like the belt for 45.
Yeah.
But you know, if I could get down comfortably walking around where it's not a bad weight cut, my health is way more important. I mean, I say that as a fighter, like going in and getting like brawls, but yeah, my health is more important. I want to be able to continue to do those brawls, and I want to be able to be at my best with those brawls. So 45 is where I prefer to be.
So I know you're with Shift now. Like, what brought you to Shift? Like I love Shift. Shift, like, I mean, those are my dudes. Like, I love Shift. So.
They, man, I wish I would have went a long time ago, to be honest with you. They are amazing. The team there, the coaches there, it's just another level, man. It's just like iron sharpens iron, you know. And I wish I would have went there a long time ago, but better late than never. I don't really like to dwell on the past, but I am excited to be able to show how they have improved my skills and gonna continue to improve. You know, it's the longer you're there, the more you sharpen them.
Are you a Florida girl, or like where are you from?
Yeah, for the most part, Florida. I lived all over Florida. We moved around a lot as kids.
Okay.
Half of my family is from Wisconsin, so I kind of have like
I'm in Wisconsin. Yeah.
Green Bay is where my family, like my dad's side of the family was.
Sure.
But I was raised on a farm pretty much in Graceville, like by Mobile, Alabama. So I have like that country, but also northern, like, don't you know? But like y'all.
Yeah, your
So everyone
accent was
doesn't-
hard to pin down. I couldn't figure out what the hell it was.
I get that all the time, that my accent is like, it sounds like I'm actually from another country because it's a mixture of the northern and southern.
The thing that I like about Shift is, like, I see you guys and you guys are all like family. You guys like barbecue together. Like, that's the one thing. It's crazy. You see all these like super gyms and it's like, I mean, everybody's cool at the gym, but they all do their own thing. But you guys are actually a family, like inside the ring and outside the ring. It's crazy.
Yeah, they are the closest. Like, it's amazing. You really do feel like family there, and it makes you, the team is strong, man. This team is very strong because of that.
And you have like three really good coaches. Like they call themselves a three-headed monster. Like each one of them is so good. Like it's phenomenal. It's just crazy.
The things that they've picked up on that, like, I've been doing this, 10 years now. And, MMA. Boxing, not as long to focus on my boxing, but I've been doing it, for going on 2 years now. But they have picked up some amazing stuff, and I'm just lucky to be there.
Okay, so one of your coaches said, true or false, getting you to slow down in the gym is the hardest thing in the world to do.
What? Yeah, that's absolutely true. Look, I'm like a bull in a china shop, okay? I strive under chaos, but then again, I have worked very hard to calm myself down. I'm still working on it.
Okay, so this fight against Kat, I mean, she's a well-known, MMA person making her debut. Do you feel like there's going to be anything to the whole, like, you've had the experience in bare knuckles, so you know what to expect. She doesn't. Like, is that going to be detrimental to her?
It can be. It can be with anyone. If you don't know what bare knuckle is about, or if you don't know if you can handle bare knuckle, then you don't know until you're going to do it. So it can be.
Okay, so since she was kind of a last minute thing that was thrown together, you training for her, or you just train, you don't care who you're fighting, you train?
I personally don't care. I let my coaches do that. I don't care who is in front of me. I will fight them. I like a challenge. So even if, if it's a challenge, I get even more excited. So I don't care who's in front of me. I just train to better myself. My biggest opponent is always me. It's never them.
Okay, so if people weren't familiar with your fighting style, I mean, we know you're a freaking bull in a china shop. But I mean, are you more of a striker or like the submission stuff? Like what is your like forte?
So MMA, I guess everyone would say, because my MMA gym is Champions MMA, and we're known for wrestling and jiu-jitsu. I'm a black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So I'm known for my jiu-jitsu. But I've had more wins by KO TKO. So I personally like to stand and fight, but I definitely like being able to take it down, to the ground in MMA where they can't move.
The Black Widow for a nickname, like, they're deadly. The women are the dangerous one. How did you get the Black Widow nickname?
My coach came up with that, and I thought it was because I had a Black Widow tattoo on the back of my neck, and I just assumed that for the longest time that's where it came from. And everyone always asked me, like, "Oh, are you an Avengers fan?" I'm like, "No."
Right.
Like that, it was kind of annoying me for the longest time. So finally, I asked my coach, I'm like, "Why did you name me the Black Widow?" He's like, "You came into the gym and you're like this like blonde chick, and you're just throwing around the guys like rag dolls." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Well, I said I kind of like it better now.
Yeah. So I don't know if like I tagged you in it, but I don't know if you saw it. There's a guy on the Prospect series, and his nickname's the Black Widow, and I told him
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I told him, I said, Jessica is the original. That's what I said. I said, you guys might have to fight for the rights of this name.
I will make him feel like the girl. What? That's rude.
So he said he got it because in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he's always attached to you like a spider, and people couldn't get him off. So
Well, honestly, there's already a eh, UFC fighter,
right,
big tall.
Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson
Eh.
Silva. Yeah, he's. I mean, there's already a spider, so I guess that's probably kind of the same thing. He's like that too.
Well, I told him, I said, but he said, like the female's the dangerous one. I said, she's gonna kill you, dude. Like that's what's gonna happen. You're dead. Like,
I'm gonna slip it in and like whisper sweet nothings. Just here.
okay, so perfect world, you run through Cat and you get a win. I mean, two more fights this year. Like when do you want to fight again? Like who is there anybody that's on your radar? Like there's nobody at 45. So is there anybody you
Yeah.
want to see them bring in? Like what's the plans?
Honestly, anyone. I just want to stay consistent and I want to stay busy. So I will, my coaches will pick because they won't allow me to pick because I'll fight anyone. But but yeah, I want to stay consistent. At least two more this year, at least. If I get in and out like I did the last one, come on, bring it on.
That's what I kind of like. I was so shocked. You like absolutely demolished in the last one, and I was like, oh, we're gonna see this girl again, and then it was nothing.
I know. I thought I was gonna get something too, but I didn't.
Are you wanting to kind of? I mean, you have pets and kids that are pets. Are you wanting to fight outside of Florida, or like you kind of like being able to stay in the Florida area? And
No, I mean, I love to travel.
okay,
My last Bellator fight was in London. We were the co-main event in London, so like I'm okay with traveling. I just want to fight as consistent as possible. I mean, it is very nice. Let me tell you, it was a long time that I had actually been able to fight in Florida, so it's been nice. It's been nice to have my crowd there, but it don't matter to me. I'm used to going my entire amateur and pro career. I went to them. They never came to me. So I'm used to being the underdog. I'm used to being the one that is going to them and booed. So I'm okay with that. I feed off that too.
well, I don't see you being booed in this fight. This fight's in the small ring. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I love it. Less space for them to run away.
Okay, so I mean, clearly you're gonna try to go for like a speedy KO again, right? I mean, I know you're supposed to slow down, but like I know that you are also horrible at that. So I mean, like you're going KO right away, or
Oh well, I mean, everyone would love a KO right away, but I'm gonna be strategic and I'm going to get it at the right time.
okay, so we're talking strategic. One of your other coaches said, could you explain to us the shift learning curve?
Oh man, with just me or in general, like just since I've been there.
I guess since you've been there, yeah.
Man, they have been, like I said, they've been able to pick up on things that has just changed the game immensely. Like just the things that they explain, how they explain it, the way they coach you is it's just another level. It is That's why we have all the people there that do as good as they do is because they pick up on the things that I feel like a lot of people miss. I mean, other people can be good boxing gyms and coaches and stuff like that, but it takes a special something, and they have it.
It is crazy that last year they didn't lose a single fight. There was the no contest, but I mean they didn't lose a single fight for you guys' gym last year. That's just crazy. And like I mean, it's big things this year.
It speaks for itself. Yeah, it speaks for itself because I mean they really do. They are incredible. I'm stoked, and I cannot wait to actually show what I'm learning with them.
Okay, so were you training with them for your Sarah Click fight or no?
No, no, not yet.
So we're
right
gonna see an
after.
even more dangerous, ruthless Jessica Borga.
Absolutely.
Like that just sounds so scary. Like if you weren't intimidating people before, you're gonna intimidate them now.
See, it's going to be more controlled chaos, and that's when I am the most deadly, and that's what that's it's going to be controlled, and controlled chaos is way better than just chaos.
Okay, so we talk to a lot of fighters and they say like fighting's great, but it's a hobby, and that's not what pays the bills. What pays your bills, Jessica Borga?
Honestly, I mean, I do have like my businesses and stuff like that I maintain, and my brand and everything that I run, but my main priority always is training full time and fighting, and my sponsors help out in between. So fighting really pays the bills more than anything for me.
So
And
what would
OnlyFans.
yeah, and OnlyFans, right? Yeah, no, I figured, but I like. Don't you do like I thought you were like a realtor or something too, right? Or don't you have
I do that like on the side. I don't like people a lot, to be honest, and I'm very upfront about that. Being a realtor, you have to deal with a lot of people.
Sure.
The reason why I got my real estate license is because I eventually want to become a broker and have people work underneath me.
Sure.
So I don't have to deal with the people mainly.
So it's funny because I worked in the funeral industry and I work with animals because I hate people too. And it's fine to talk to you now. I don't mind. But like dead people that don't talk to you, animals don't talk to you. I love it.
I was in the veterinary field for over 15 years and I was the clinic manager over the 5 locations that the doctor that I worked for had.
Okay.
So yeah, animals, love working with animals. I was very good at it. But just real estate is more of a I got it in the worst time right now. As everyone knows, the market sucks.
Sure.
And people suck more. So you have to deal with the people that are greedy right now and want more. You're not going to get it right now.
Sure.
So I am kind of on a pause with that until somebody is actually serious about stuff, and I'm not going to waste my time.
Okay, so you're from Florida. Do you have an alligator story for me or no?
Alligator story? Actually, no. None of them have walked up on my porch or anything. I mean, we see them all the time. If there's water in Florida, there's a gator. It's the Australia of the States. But no special story with an alligator.
Man,
I used to go gator hunting all the time. I used to literally wrestle gators. So I worked with reptiles first.
Yeah, I've worked with alligators for 20 years, so I love alligators. So okay, give me a good alligator hunting story. Like, what's the biggest alligator you've hunted?
Oh, probably 15 foot.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, we were really we went out all the time. We did that, hogs. I'm definitely a country girl. I think I should have been born a male, to be honest with you, because I have like a male mentality more than anything. But yeah, I mean, 15 foot would probably be the biggest.
Like, look out, Dave Mundell. We might have a new redneck at Shift. Like you know, like pink neck. You know what I mean? Like you sound.
Oh, he's gonna love that.
Yeah, too funny. Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Mundell. He's like, yeah, I'm starting to get into it. I have a good buddy in Florida now, and he does a lot of. He owns a gator farm out there, and he goes and hunts wild hogs and feeds them to the gators and crocs. And like watching these things like death roll these giant pigs is fantastic. But yeah, I think it's great that you love to you hunt and you can provide for yourself. That's awesome.
Anything outdoors. I love anything outdoors and anything physical. Yeah.
Anything physical / OnlyFans. No, okay, so you have kids. Do you hope your kids follow in your footsteps? Do you want them to be fighters or you want them to use their brain and do something else?
Hey, us fighters use brains too. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, I don't care if they choose to do the fight. Honestly, being a mother, you kind of don't want them to do the sport because of how brutal it is, and it's like that mother mentality. But whatever they choose to do, I will support them. So, I mean, I just want them to become successful and happy with their life, happy with themselves, and not care what other people think. So.
Okay, my last question for you. I ask everybody, do you remember the first time you were in a street fight? The first time, like in grade school or whatever, that you punched somebody in the face, like elementary school?
I was a really bad kid, and I got kicked out of every school I went to. So
I could believe it.
I'm not proud of that, but man, my first one. Oh. My first fight, I pulled a basketball hoop over a kid's neck. So that's probably the first one I remember, and that was like in kindergarten, like first grade.
Like one of those. So you got pissed off at a kid and pulled that little gym thing over his head? What a mean girl!
He was pulled away in an ambulance. He was okay, but yeah. I had a little bit of a temper.
It sounded like you hated kids in elementary school. Like it sounded like you've hated kids or people your entire life.
Well, I mean, yeah, my upbringing ruined it for me, I guess.
Are you one of those people that had like the hard life, or you just didn't like people?
Everyone has a sad story. I mean, my nonprofit is for domestic violence victims. So yeah, I've been in situations where I was raised in it. My mom, my dad. My dad tried to kill me, blah, blah, blah. So everyone has a sad story, but I made it something of a positive instead of, because I was going down the wrong path.
Sure.
I would go to bars and just get in fights just because I love the adrenaline. I love the fight. But instead I, turned it into something legal, at least.
Well, I would love to hear more about your nonprofit. It sounds like you help people that are in bad situations. Like, it absolutely sucks. Like, growing up as a kid, I was like in a situation similar to that. Like, it's terrible. And like, I feel like if you don't kind of change the way you like it's the whole thing about breaking the curve and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I feel like you're probably now like a great mom, and your kids don't see that. And that's what I strive to be with my son too. I don't want him to ever see that stuff.
It definitely has made me. You either go down the same path or you choose to be not never like that. Like, and I chose to never be like my father. And like, I definitely strive to be the complete opposite and not have my son go through, like my stepkids go through
Mhm.
anything that would be similar to that. And it kind of it's not the easiest thing after you're going through as much trauma and PTSD and stuff like that from childhood. It's not easy to get over those triggers, those things that cause you to be me the way that I am. I mean, I'm grateful that I am as strong as I am,
Sure.
but I still everyone battles their own stuff, but I still battle every day the PTSD and stuff like that I have to deal with that can interfere with anything really in life.
So when did you start the nonprofit? I mean, what do you do? How do you do it?
Last year, I actually started it because I was debating on when to start it. I wasn't sure, how to really even start it, but all I knew I wanted to do was be able to help people and do like self-defense classes and go and travel to different places and talk to different people. There's people that I'm actually working with here in Lakeland that also go with, not the nonprofit and help with like, uh, getting your registered if you feel like you need it concealed. They'll
Okay.
help with that for domestic violence victims. They also do housing. I'm hopefully going to open a safe house and have that eventually down the
Sure.
road. There's steps to it, but I'm excited about it.
It's great that you now have a platform, and you can it's so much easier to work for your goals versus back in the day when it was just like you were struggling. And now I'm sure people reach out to you, and people are going to hear your story now and be like, oh, I can help too. Like, it's just crazy, like the networking.
It does. It really, social media is everything. I mean, everyone just, that's how it works now. So, but having a following and having the people and I have a great like the people that actually support me really support me. So I really appreciate my fans more than anything because they really do help a lot.
Okay, so if you want any special messages or shout out any sponsors or anything, feel free, please.
I can't wait. I'm waiting to announce one I'm really excited about, but I appreciate every one of my sponsors. Most of them have been there since the beginning and like my amateur days. So they have helped me more than I can recovery, everything along the way. And I couldn't thank them more.
Awesome. Well,
And
I
of
will.
course, Shift. I mean, thank you guys. You guys are making me even more dangerous and I'm excited.
Okay, so you guys always have some really cool catchphrases. Do you have a favorite Shift catchphrase?
Probably we make this shift look good. I love that.
I love when I interviewed the three coaches after. Hold on once, I got a cough. I love when I interviewed the three coaches after one of their last fights, and they were like, they came up with parlay us because they're like, parlay us, you're gonna win money. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. They come up with the best stuff, man. I'm so happy to be with them.
awesome,
It's exciting.
awesome. Well, I look forward to it. I'll go ahead and include a link to all your social medias for everybody to follow you, and we look
Okay.
forward to seeing you on the Tampa card. It's gonna be great.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.